Hello guys, my name is Koushik and welcome back to LetCode. So from today onwards, we are going to learn and implement the Playwright framework. So already we have a video in our channel about the framework, how to create the framework and how to utilize the framework. That was created by Akshay. So great shout out to him. He created using the Typescript. And also we have another GitHub repository from Kishore. He created with Playwright and JavaScript. Okay, so I will leave both the links in the description. If you want a ready-made framework, you can use those. Those are really good. But I saw few lagging in that, like there is no concept like window handling or handling the frame within a single function. So I thought of creating my own version of framework. So if you want to learn how to build a framework and how to implement the same, you can watch this tutorial. It will be like more like 4 or 5 videos, and I'm going to bring some TypeScript feature as well, like the optional parameter and private constructor. So all those I'm going to bring here. Okay, so basically we'll get started now. So here if you go to the package.json, here you can see like we have very simple package.json. I'm using only one dependency as of now, but as we progress probably I will add some more dependency as well. And I'm using the latest version 1.22.2. Okay, and here within the test we have like npx playwright test. Okay, and if I go to my configuration, I have very simple configuration here. One is the for reporter and one other one is for timeout. And I'm also planning to bring a separate video for all the timeouts in playwright, because there are a lot of timeout and most of you face timeout issue as well. So I will try to bring more scenarios on that as well. Okay, and here within the use headless equal to false. Okay, as of now we don't have anything like test match or projects because we are using the playwright test runner. But as the number of tests are going to exceed, we'll write all those stuff here. And also I will try to bring how to handle multiple test data for multiple test environment as well. Okay, so this is the basic structure of package.json file. Sorry, just a minute. Yeah, so package.json file and the playwright config.ts file. Okay, and apart from that I have a very minimal project structure. This can be improved based on your project or based on the scenarios I'm going to take up. I will try to improve as well. So here you can see like we have pages folder. Obviously it is going to be page object model, so few pages I have already written. Already we have a dedicated video for page object model, so I'm not going to waste your time on how to write a page object model. Only few changes I will show you. Okay, and then I have a common folder which is empty now. I will try to bring more in that later on stages. And within the src folder, so within only two folders I have. One is the src and another one is the test. Within the test, of course, we are going to write our test. And within the src folder I have a base folder and a common folder and the pages. Within the base folder I have utils. Basically one is for the fixture that we are going to use, and another one is the data provider. Like we can read the data from excel or maybe from json. We'll try to bring both or maybe the best one. Okay, and here is the wrapper.ts function, which is like your uh, base function, right? So in selenium we have like selenium base functions, right? So similarly in protector, I mean in playwright we are going to also follow the same. Okay, to be honest, you really don't need a framework. That is what I understand after creating few functions. But a framework can obviously reduce some effort and time to write the test case more quicker. Okay, so let's get started now. So first thing, we are going to write only two functions today, and that's going to be little easy, I can say. Okay, so I hope you understood the whole structure of the framework. For now it might get changes in upcoming videos, but I hope this so far you are clear. Okay, so first of all we are going to write a function to find the locator. Okay, so that is what very important, at least as of now. Okay, so I'm going to remove all these guys from here. Okay, so we have import, and of course I need the page, so I'll just bring that one. Import statement and a class, just a class. Okay, so first of all we create a constructor here. So usually how we create constructor, in the sense like here we used to say like page, and that is going to be of type page. and then here we'll receive that same, right? So we'll say like page, and then followed by that's going to be of type page, and here we say like this dot page equals page. So whatever we are going to get from the constructor, we'll just assign, so that I can use this across all other functions, right? But instead of doing that in TypeScript, we have a very simpler thing. So I'm going to remove this here, and I'm going to remove this as well, and here I'm going to make it like public for now. We'll see. Okay, that's it. The constructor is very simple. So here you can select only constructor with the page. Okay, so we don't have to write like declaring a page here and doing initialization. All the stuff is not required. Okay, so here I'm going to create one more function, public async find locator. Let's name it like find locator. Okay, now what this function is going to do in the sense like uh, first of all, of course, it's going to find the locator, and also it is going to find the locator that is present within the frame, also that is present within the tab. Like we have learned the frame concept, we have learned the multi-window handling concept, right? So we are going to bring all those in a single function. Okay, so first of all, what we need in the sense like, of course, we need the value. Of course, we need the value, and that's going to be of string value in the sense like it can be xpath, css, or whatever it is. So we are going to give that value, and apart from that, I'm going to give some options. I will tell you what's these options. Okay, so and here I'm going to include the question mark. That means this becomes now optional. You don't have to pass this, like whatever we have within this, we don't have to pass it, but just in case if you want to use something here, we should pass it. Okay, now what are the things we are going to give within the option in the sense like first of all, we'll check like um, the frame. Okay, so we'll check like the frame, and that's going to be of type string, and then followed by we want to check the window, that's going to be type of number. I will show you in detail like while writing the test case. Just of as of now, just let's see like what are the things we have to bring. Okay, and of course the timeout, which is also going to be of type number, and then followed by in playwright locator we have two options, right? One is the hash and hash text. So I'm going to give that as well, like hash, and that's going to be of type locator from playwright test, and then followed by hash text, that is going to be of type string actually. Yeah, that's it. So these are the optional parameter we are going to give to find a locator. Now let's see the coding implementation here. Okay, so first of all, we'll go and check if there is any windows. Okay, so here I can select options dot and then followed by window. Okay, but sometimes option might be optional, right? So if you don't pass the options, this should not work. But if you give like this directly, it will end up with an undefined. So what we'll do, we will add the question mark. I already explained about this question mark, like we are checking the null is or undefined, I can say. Okay, so if it's not undefined, then it will check like whether we have a window value. If we have a value, then it will go to the if block. Similarly, I'm going to check for the frame as well. Sorry if I'm going fast. As of now, I believe you should have the basic idea or knowledge about the TypeScript, because already there is a playlist which is really good. I believe you should watch that in case if you missed, and if you have missed, watch it. Okay, so that you will understand all this thing. Okay, now coming back to this, so we have like a frame, and here also I'm going to include the this question mark everywhere, because all these things are optional. We can include or we cannot include. We might include, we might not include. Okay, and then of course we are going to return this. So return like if there is no window, there is no frame, and if it's like direct page, that is like only one tab, then we are going to return the locator itself. Okay, so this dot page dot and locator. Okay, don't use this ampersand, what is this dollar, yeah, don't use this dollar double dollar. Of course that is also going to find the locator, but the recommended is using the locator. And already I have a video on like why you should use locator, not the dollar sign, so watch that as well. Okay, okay, so here I will have the value, and then of course we know that it has a option, like we can give like has, and that is going to be from my options question mark dot has. Okay, and then followed by has text, and that's going to be again options dot has text, and of course with this guy. Okay, so has and has text already I have explained. In case if you missed, you should watch that as well. Okay, now coming back to the frame. Okay, so for frame and the recent version of Playwright, we know that we have a like this dot page dot frame locator, right? So we are going to make use of that as well. So here I'm going to select, and of course this should be a wait. Okay, the locator does not return the promise, so await is not required. Okay, so this dot page dot frame locator, and this is going to be my frame, right? So here I can select options dot frame, and then followed by dot locator. Okay, so I'm going to find the locator, which is going to be my value. Okay, so that's it, very simple. And if you want to use the has and has text like this, then again you can include the same. So I'm going to include that as well here. So here I can give you like comma and then followed by the same. Okay, so that's it, pretty much neat and clean. How does this going to work, we'll see while writing the test. Okay, and same concept for the windows, but here is one challenge. Actually I was trying in different ways, I couldn't bring a optimized solution. I can say the code will look little uglier, but this is the only option I could find as of now. Even I raised a question in the GitHub, but they said this not we have to handle. Okay, so as of now I am just doing it for the uh, at least we have a way to handle the windows, but I will try to definitely improve this. Okay, so I'll just add a tag here. uh, if you already know and if you have a solution, just let me know in the comments. I'll be happy for that. Okay, so improve this window concept. Okay, now how to handle this is very simple. So here what we are going to do is we are going to get the this dot page dot context, and from the context we'll get all the pages that's going to return me the window. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is, instead of window I can rename this as like tab id. I think that will be more sense here. Okay, and here I'm going to give that as a options dot tab id, and we'll say like this dot page equal to. Okay, so what this line means is basically like, if you remember our window handling concept, I said that this dot page dot like page dot context dot pages will give us all the open tab in the current context. Okay, from the context that will return like array. So like if you have two windows, it will give you like 1 2. So here we have the tab id. Like if I say like 0, it will go to the parent page. If I say 1, it will go to the first opened window, and then we will just assign that one. Okay, after that what will happen in the sense like it will just go to this, like if it's within the frame it will go to the if condition. That's why I didn't write the if else. It's basically the if. So it will check all the conditions, and if it is not within the frame also, then also it will try to find the this thing, the locator. Okay, I hope I'm making sense here and you are able to understand something. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to return, right? So we are going to return the locator. So for that, here I will write the return statement as well, like return type. What is the type of this? So basically it will like it will improve the intelligence of code suggestion. Okay, so that's going to return like a promise of locator. Okay, so it's going to return me the promise of locator. Okay, how does this help us? I will tell you in a moment. Okay, and yeah, so that's it. We have written our first function successfully. That is fine, I think. Just to uh, show one more thing, I'm going to write one more function like public get URL. Probably that will be easy, I believe. So here I can say like return this dot page dot URL. Okay, and this page dot URL is going to return me the method, not the promise. Okay, so here I can say like this is going to return me string. Not here, of course I have to say here this, not Java, this is JavaScript, precisely Typescript. Okay, so we have written two functions. Now let me go to my pages. So we'll go to the login page. Here you can see like this login page is going to okay, we can use actually the here it's going to be public. Okay, so here also you can see the constructor, and we are calling the super because if you are going to extend a class, then of course you have to call the super and you have to pass the what are the object we are going to receive. Okay, so here I have a basic like class login page extends wrapper. So we are not going to create the object, rather we are going to do the extend here. Okay, and here I have a very simple function like enter username, and here you can select this dot find locator, which is like input some css. Okay, and if you want to use like wait for, you can just directly use the wait for function. You don't have to write another reusable function for this, because this is this itself it's straightforward, so don't make it complicated. If you want you can, but I am going to leave as it is. Okay, and here we are just using the type function and we are passing our test data, that is username. And similarly here we have enter password, you can see the very same. Okay, and similarly like for the frame, right? So if it's going to be frame, what we are going to do is we have to switch to the frame and then we have to do the interaction, right? So here you can see like this one is basically state. I'm going to remove this is not here. Okay, so here you can see like this is like let me show you the UI, you'll understand it better. Okay, so if you go to this login page, here we have like enter username and enter password. I'm not doing like click and everything, that will do probably later on. As of now I just wanted to show you how the framework is going to look like. So if you go to this login page, um come on load. Yeah, so here you can, let's see, like we are going to enter the username and password, that's it, right? Very simple thing. So that is what we have done here with the help of find locator. Okay, now if I go to the workspace and if I go to the frame, and here you already know, right, this basically is within the frame. This is within the frame, so we have to switch to the frame, then we have to interact with this text box. So for that, if I go to my frame.page.ts, here also like enter first name, which is this guy, and enter last name, which is this guy. Okay, so here you can see like find locator. Apart from that, of course this is the css of that particular first name text box. And here I have added this option. So if you see the login page here, just we are calling the function and we are passing css, we are not using any of the options. But when it comes to the frame, of course we have to handle the frame. So here I'm using the options, and here you can say like frame colon the frame name. So this is my frame name first fr. If I go and inspect, so here you can see like this is the first frame name. Okay, similarly for the enter last name also we have did, and yeah, we are handling the frame within the page object itself, not from the um, test file. Okay, now coming back to the Windows page, right? So in the Windows page, so what we are trying to achieve here is like, let me show you. So if I go back to my workspace and this guy called window, right? So if I click on this home page, it will basically opens us the home this kind of workspace page, right? And from there I'm going to click on the edit. So I will go to the edit page, but instead of clicking from here, this page can be a standalone page as well, right? So we have to write the function in such a way that even if it's window handling concept, we have to handle it. If it's a standalone page, we have to handle it. Okay, that is what I'm trying to achieve here actually. So if you see this is my window page, that is this guy. So open, if I click on open home page, of course that's going to bring me this a new window, right? So this is my Windows page, like ws is kind of workspace. Okay, so here what I have done is like let me delete this one. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to click on the edit, but before that, of course, I have to switch to that particular window, right? So what I'm going to do is here I'm going to say like uh, I'll just bring the options directly, and here I'll say like window, and then followed by like um, number. Okay, that's going to be of type number, so I have to say like which number. Okay, so here I will say like tab id colon and with a question mark, because this guy is going to be optional. Okay, so how we are going to make use of in the sense, like I will show you in a moment. And this is like we are finding the locator, which is like this edit is nothing but this link here, and we have a timeout of like 1000. This is a just normal function of Playwright, the click function. Okay, now let's see how to use all those stuff. So if I go to my test here, already I have a test, so let me just uncomment this. Okay, so here I will go to this Windows page, that is this one, and I will click on the home page. So far fine. Now here I have to switch to my window, right? So switch to window. Okay, and here click edit link. We have to click the edit link, but edit link is coming from where? Edit link is coming from my by clicking on the first parent tab elements, right? So here I'm going to say, like, within the option I'm going to say like tab id. Come on, where is it? Yeah, so here I'm going to say like okay, so here I'm going to say like within the option I'm going to give like window, and that was one is one. Okay, so we'll change this window to tab id. That will make much sense. So here I can say like simply like options, and this is going to be my tab id. And one more thing, if you remember, this is the element that's going to do the click. Now this element basically we have to say whether it is within the window or not. Okay, so here I'm going to bring my options, and here I will say like uh, a tab id, right? So it's going to be tab id, and that we are getting from the function itself. So here it will be like options dot tab id. Okay, now okay, this guy is basically going to be optional as well. Yeah, I think it will work. Okay, let's see that as well. Okay, yeah, this guy is actually option. So if tab id is there, then we'll use it, or else we won't use it. Okay, now let's go to the test. I hope it should work fine. So here it's going to be like tab id. Okay, so we'll click on the home page, and we'll click on the edit link, which is from the tab one. Okay, and then here just a simple like just the page. So here we are not handling any of the page I mean frame or the window handling concept. And here we are using this enter first name, enter last name, which is basically our frame, right? So that is handled within the page object itself. We are not going to bring it from the test case. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. Now let us try to execute and check whether it's working or not. So it's going to Windows page. It clicked on the home page. The new tab is there, and here you can select the edit guy is opened basically, right? And here you can see like here the frame is working. So it's like parallel. Playwright can interact with both the tabs at the same time. So here basically it started to work. Of course, we can close that and we can bring our focus back here. We'll do that in a moment. And here enter first name, last name, that doesn't work. Why? We have to check. Okay, so far this is working, but here what we have to do, we have to close the tab, right? So what I'm going to do is, in the wrapper I'm going to write one more function like public close tab, and we need the tab id for that, which is going to be of type number. And I'm going to make this as optional as well, because sometimes we want to close the page alone, but sometimes we want to close the parent window or the child window, right? So we are going to bring that one. So here I will say like tab id colon number. Okay, and this is going to be optional as well. Yeah, fine. Now here what we are going to do is if we have a number, right? So here if we have like let me change this to options. So here like if we have the options, then if we go grab the tab id, I'm going to say like the same thing we did earlier, like this dot page dot context, and then followed by pages, and from the array we'll get these like options dot tab id, and we will close that one, right? So here I can just simply say like dot close. That will close the uh, any given tab id, and this basically returns me promise. So here I will say like await, And of course here I have to add the async, sorry, not this one, this one I have to add the async. Okay, cool. Now if not, so we'll just write the else part here, and here I'm going to say like this dot page dot close. Very simple, easy. And okay, this is not a function, I'm sorry for that. And here we have to of course include the await. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand how to close the browser. And here this frame is not working, and still it's opened because like we have a max timeout. So that is one kind of problem. We'll try to solve that. Now I'm going to close this guy, and let's see what of course we closed it, so we cannot see like what is the issue, but I know how to fix it. Target is closed here. Okay, so sign in is done, I believe. And here we'll go to the frame, enter first name, enter last name. And here, is there any issue with this? Okay, my bad actually. So if you go here, we are getting the first name and we are doing the type right. But if I go within this locator, here we forget to return. Okay, extremely sorry for that. So we'll just return this, like we'll get the element, we'll return, then only it can do the type right. In this case we don't need return statement because we are just like changing the object value, not value, changing the object. Okay, pre-initialization kind of. And here also we are doing the return statement, which is fine. And so here like this optional thing should also work fine, so I'm just going to copy paste here itself. Okay, now let's go to the test. I'm going to uncomment everything, all the test. Okay, let's close this. What's the error message we have? Let's run this one more time and hopefully it should run, or else we'll fix it in the next video. So Windows, and it's open the new tab, the edit link is clicked, it's come back to the parent. It's going to enter the first name last name in the simple page, I mean without frame and window. And here within the frame it's showed the enter the, yeah, it entered the data, and that's it, we are pretty much done, right? So if you go back to the reporter, let's go and see that as well. Yeah, so here we got the report, and if I open the index.html, of course there is no css or anything, I mean no screenshot or video that are off in the config file, but we can enable. But here you can see like we are able to pass all these steps, and we are able to handle the frame window handling concept and the simple like the parent page as well within one functions. Okay, so that is the thing I wanted to show you here. So if you go to the base, that is wrapper, this is the thing we are able to do it. And of course the close tab is also working fine. Okay, finally that's it for this video. This is just a one function, we have to write a lot more function. And we also have to understand like how to do the assertion like using the expect, because here because of this tab id there are some changes which are going to happen. So I'll try to bring all those in the upcoming videos. Okay, so that's it from my side. If you think I'm going very fast, do let me know in the comments. I will try to slow down in the next video. And I think these are very actually easy to understand, because already we have talked about this optional parameter in TypeScript, this nullify or nullish something. And these are just Playwright code we have written so many times, so that's why. Okay, so that's it from my side. We'll see in the part 2 very soon. Thanks for watching. Tada, bye bye, take care.